Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode with Mommy and Moo. So today I actually have my leopard geckos here. I needed to wash them. I do this about every month or so I try to do it. I just put them in there. This water is not deep at all. It's just their feet in it, really. So that way they'll be able to move around in it. I actually don't even know if leopard geckos know how to swim. But I have them in there. No, he's not going to bite her, I promise. They have been mating, so we're a little weary of them, being in there together. He's been trying to bite her, and that's not, it's not been fun to see that. So I did have them separated in there, still learning about them. I've had her for probably about 5 years. I've had him for probably like 3 years. And they, this was like their first time. I had to Google it. It was so freaky because he would just like bite her tail and then just grab it tight and shake his head back and forth with her tail in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, we're not doing that. So that was a little freaky. So, but other than that, they're doing good. I'm going to go ahead and wash them. She actually shedded, and I've had this issue before where she shedded and it's kind of gotten stuck on her, I don't know if they're paws or hands. So we're going to call them gecko hands.
Mommy, let me say something.
Yeah.
So when the girl got shit, the skin was on her head because the skin came off of her head. Yeah,
so they peel up there and then they kind of bite it, and they also eat their skin. I don't know if anybody knew that or not. But that's what they do. So, but she's got some stuck on her. We're going to call them gecko hands. And it hasn't come off. Normally you don't want to help them peel because you don't want to damage their skin. And I mean, they know what they're doing. It's instinct for them to eat their own skin and get it off. So, but I did want to help her because it's been there about a week. And so that's another reason why I wanted to make sure that I washed her. I can already see some of it coming off of her front hands. I really need to look up the correct word for that. But I can already see some of the shedding coming off of her fingers. And so I'm just going to let them soak in here for a little bit. Yeah, maybe front feet. You're probably right. I think they are probably front feet. So I'm going to just let them sit in here for a little bit more and let them just chill. And so this is lukewarm water. Also, just as a side note, if you have geckos that are having don't do that, please. If you're having geckos that are having a hard time digesting, or even just any reptiles altogether, I actually did it with my chameleon as well when she was having some health issues before she passed on. But if you put them in lukewarm water, then it helps them to digest their food. So if you have any animals reptiles that are needing help with that, I think I know if I have a stomach ache and I take a hot bath, it helps. So putting them in the water is also good for them. So they're just being themselves and being curious. He keeps looking up, trying to see what's going on. Probably that, and he probably wants to escape. I wish I could take them out more than I do. Because I love them. I love their colors and their spots, and they're so cool. What, buddy? Yeah, you can say something.
So what I was going to say is we put them outside sometimes, and we got to let them chill. And yesterday, the boy was trying to bite the girl's tail, and we had to separate them with the box.
Cardboard in between the cage.
Cardboard around them. So the boy had a lot of space, and the girl didn't have any space. But it's okay because when we're trying to separate them, because if they don't get separated, they have to learn from it, so they can
be nice, right?
Be nice and stuff. And you see how the boy's getting on her tail?
No, he's just walking around. It's not a very big space.
Yeah.
I don't think he would bite her in here with us looking at them.
'Cause
I guess they're
right
private.
now he's looking up, and we have to put their feet in there, and I don't know why they don't have soap. They have soap in there.
No, we just wash them with the water. You know, we don't really. It's not a bubble bath for geckos. But while I'm in here, because I mean I wash them and clean their cage quite frequently, I just fling some water on them. The water kind of just rolls off, but at least it's there on them. And always make sure you wash your hands when you're done touching them, because they can carry salmonella. No, I'm gonna do it, buddy.
Why?
Just because I would prefer to be the one to do that.
It looks like you're putting. It looks like you're putting syrup on it.
Syrup on it? No.
Boy, get in.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to see what's going on. Are you liking your bath, sir? So I just leave them in there for a little bit. I'm actually gonna take her out really quick. Yeah, it's going on their tail too.
And so when they take a bath, sometimes they're running away from the. Sometimes they're running away from the water.
Yeah.
Because they don't like it, and they still have to take a bath because. And it's because of when the mommy tried to take the girl gecko up, that happens some days. And when mommy tries to pick the girl gecko up, they swing their tail everywhere, because I don't know why they do that, because they want down.
Yeah.
And the boy does it a little bit, and the girl does it too.
So I'm just going to go in here, and with my tweezers, these are designated specifically for the geckos and for the crickets. I'm just going to put this down on some of the skin and let her walk around and see if it'll come off on its own, because I don't want to peel it off. Ooh. Because I've never actually really dealt with it stuck on her skin before, or stuck on her foot. So there's a piece that's kind of hanging off. I'm going to try to get it off. And then she's also got some on this one. She does not like it when I touch it. But it's got to come off, girl. I know. So I'm just going to let it soak for a little bit more. But I can see it loosening. So that is making me happy.
Mommy. Looks like that one.
And I think it's been affecting her mood, honestly, because leopard geckos, a healthy leopard gecko has a nice big tail. The tail holds the nutrients in there, so which is why they can actually go 2 weeks. Obviously, that's extremely unhealthy, and I would never let my animals do that. But they are made to. They can go up to 2 weeks without eating, because they keep that nutrients in their tail. And hers is significantly smaller, and this is, recent. So I'm a little concerned. I'm going to just kind of...
Hers is a little bit big.
Yeah.
Because he is a little medium.
Yeah. So I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on her to make sure that her tail thickens back up, because once again, that is a sign of a healthy leopard gecko.
And so...
The tail.
So they were going to, they have to eat, and we get the crickets from pet stores. Mm-hmm. We got these. Where did we get the gecko from?
Petco.
Petco, and I didn't know what they were, but we still got them, and we always gonna have them.
Yeah.
Do they go bye-bye?
Mm-hmm. And actually, did you know, Jeremiah, gecko, they can live for about 15 years.
What?
Yeah, a long time if you take care of them.
Oh.
So I'm going to go ahead and get them out of here. They're looking a little curious. Maybe we'll have a little bit of gecko playtime. So let's go ahead and get them out of this. I'm just going to take them out and kind of put them on... And just kind of put them on the rag and dry them off. And then I'll just put them on my floor and just let them crawl around.
I want to see them crawl around.
And while I'm waiting on the water to kind of soak on their feet, I thought I'd just show you guys how I have the terrarium set up. So this is my gecko cage. It's dirty, so don't there's some dead crickets in there. I gotta get them out. And so when I first started keeping leopard geckos, I did a lot of research and talked to a lot of people at the pet store that had a lot of good advice. And they were saying that every time that you clean out the cage, or the terrarium rather, switch it up a little bit and change the things that are in it, move stuff around, because leopard geckos are very curious. They actually really like this thing. They just crawl all up and down it. And they're so curious. And so I'm gonna just kind of switch this up a little bit and show you guys what it looks like once I'm done cleaning it. Alright, so I have a bunch of things in here. I'm gonna try to put them together. Sometimes it can be like a jigsaw puzzle, trying to get everything in. So they definitely like this hide, and I like this one too. It's pretty neat on the inside. And so the cool thing about leopard geckos that I had no idea is that they are kind of potty trained in a way. They always go the same place. So for them, it's over in this area, if you can see it. And so I try not to put too much stuff over there. But they have a heating pad under here, so they need to have a warm hide and then a cool hide. And especially with them doing all their funky mating rituals, I'm going to kind of give them a little bit more room. So, I don't know. Let's just try to put that in there. And sometimes they like, I have noticed with my geckos personally, sometimes they like it when there's a lot of stuff going on. This, for my girl, is her favorite one. It's hollow all the way through. And I just lay it, and she will walk in and do all that. So I like this. I kind of try to, so she goes in here, there's a hole over there, and then they can go in this way. And I try to switch it up a little bit. But I also try to keep in mind that that there's going to be crickets in here, so I want to make sure that they are not going to be able to escape from the geckos. So I also keep some dry food in here. This is just some dried up worms. And then I have their water bowl, so I'm going to just put some fresh water in there and put that bowl in the cage. Alright, so I was able to get most of the skin off of her nails, or her hands. Jeremiah's putting him back in. Alright, and then I'm going to release her back in. She's ready after I have been messing with her. She's like making all kinds of noises and trying to jump off of me. Okay. So they're in there now, and they're gonna just kind of roam around a little bit. I'm gonna put some crickets in there. Alright, so, and I keep my crickets in this little thing here. They got their food over there, and I keep them in. So I always make sure that I keep like a toilet paper roll in there or something, and still it's easier to shake them off. And still, after 5 years of having these things, I am just so not a fan of touching the crickets. So I use my gecko tweezers and I put this in there, and then I just kind of hold it, look at how many are in there. That's a good amount. And then I just shake it in. I try to make it enough that they're going to eat within you know, the next couple days.
Mommy, do you have that thing what you put on their nose?
No.
Why?
Alright, well that's it. That's all that we got. So they're going to kind of roam around, and we got all the crickets in there.
Thank you.
So, alright, if anybody else has any other questions, or you're looking to get a leopard gecko, or even chameleons, I know mine passed away, but I still, you know, learned a lot about them. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. I'd be glad to answer some for you. I love reptiles. So thank you again for watching.
Thank you.